Recently, I came across a topic online that got me thinking, having lived for so long, what insights have you gained about life? I've read numerous posts discussing why an increasing number of young people are choosing to lie flat core after reading. I was quite moved and wanted to share my thoughts on this with you today, hoping they might be useful. Sometimes when you reflect on the things happening around you, it can be quite alarming. There's a pervasive online narrative urging us to strive and create greater value, yet in reality, many work diligently, overtime, and what do they get in return? Not much money, but plenty of sleepless nights. They are praised for having a spirit of dedication. And even though most of us recognize that we're trapped in this cycle, we accept it as a fact. If you look around, how many people are truly living according to their own desires? I dare say most of us are making one compromise after another out of necessity. We haven't quit our soul-crushing jobs, we're still living in damp rentals, and we haven't taken that long-awaited trip. We made so many compromises for life, yet there's a constant sense of helplessness. This leads to the questionations I yearn to live authentically, but why is a seemingly simple decision always fraught with obstacles and hard to achieve? Is it really because we're not trying hard enough? Perhaps not. It's because we're caught in a trap, a cognitive trap, where we impose widely accepted truths upon ourselves. It seems that if we don't follow the prescribed path in life, we're considered failures. Consider what you usually worry about. Consider whatever. It's not about money, but about houses, cars, marriage, and relationships. As if without these, your life is doomed to be miserable. As a result, most people exert all their efforts in these areas. The lucky ones may have it all, while the less fortunate might end up with nothing. If we're constantly living for things that won't lead us astray even without them, isn't it exhausting? And much of our inferiority complex arises from this competitive environment. Have you noticed that when we were young, we were easily satisfied? A trip to Kasich or an ice cream would make us happy. Why is it that as we grow up, these small joys become insignificant? It's because our desires have expanded. The world is always telling us that we need to be wealthy, establish a family, and save the world to be successful. However, many don't realize that the world can only accommodate 10% of the population as the wealthy. The rest must create value for society to function. If everyone were wealthy, who would do the manual labor? Who would be Thuras Fodornik? So if you don't have exceptional strength or luck, it's hard to fulfill those hollow desires. Many things are not meant for one person alone, which is why many young people choose to lie flat. Core, they've seen that even with effort, it's hard to break through. How do we escape this trap? The most important point I want to make is to lower your desires and ambitions. We can't all dream of winning the lottery or earning a high salary while indulging in extravagant lifestyles. Reduce your desires, and you'll find life becomes easier. Then live in the present and worry less about the future. Don't fret about not having a girlfriend, money, or a house. These concerns are futile. Instead, focus on earning money happily, traveling occasionally, and gradually replacing what needs to be replaced this way. Your life will be full of vitality and return to its essence. In the end, you'll realize that not getting married, not having children, or not buying a house won't make a difference. If you're not a superhero, the world won't end. Instead of dwelling on these things, it's better to jump out of the trap and do what you want. Isn't it great to be in control of your own life? Many people spend their lives searching for the meaning of life, yet they never realize that the meaning lies in their own hands. Lastly, here are a few suggestions for you, hoping they will be useful. First, hold on to your money tightly and practice more income streams and saving. The harder it is to earn money, the more you need to plan your finances well. Invest in quality products that last longer and are more comfortable to use. Otherwise, buying things on a whim will only lead to more expenses in the long run. Second, saving small amounts of money is the key to earning more. Even if it's a small job that pays only $20, I take it. Perhaps we're used to electronic payments and don't think much of $20. But when you spend it, you realize that $20 can feed a family of 2 for a day at home. So don't underestimate the power of small amounts. Connecticut, big money is accumulated this way. Third, avoid things you don't understand and refrain from taking shortcuts, especially with stocks, financial management, and cryptocurrency. These things are best left alone if you don't understand them. Sometimes when you're focusing on others' interest, others are focusing on your principle. When you don't understand something and are told you can make a lot of money with just a few words, it's usually a trap. There are no shortcuts to making money covers. Even if you catch a wave, you need the relevant skills. Otherwise, shortcuts can lead to dead end. Fourth, failure is common while success is a pleasant surprise. My entrepreneurial friends, including myself, before we made it, doubted ourselves at least 99 times a day, and the one other time was also on the way to doubting ourselves. This is not a task for human series. It's truly desperate. When it's desperate, earning only a couple of thousand a month after paying rent and living expenses, continuing to work hard is the norm. So don't have high expectations for making money cover. There are no shortcuts, and if there are, they come with a big price to pay. That's all I have to say. Let's all focus on making money. At least when we're out of work, money is our greatest confidant.